Hello everyone, no respawns. I hope you're having a grand week. So I thought I wanted to take a little break from all the Fallout news and the Fallout hype to show off a recently released indie game that I was lucky enough to actually get a chance to receive a review copy by a developer called Weather Factory. And this game is called Cultist Simulator. It's insanely cool. I've racked up as of now about 26 hours on it, and most of that was over the bank holiday weekend. I didn't go out very much, to be honest, but it was worth it because it's very, very cool. So to give some background of the game before I jump straight in, Weather Factory is founded by two ex-Fail Better Games devs. So those of you who have experience with Fail Better Games, those are the devs who have made Fallen London, The Sunless Sea, and now the later Sunless Skies, which is still in early access, which I'm a Kickstarter backer. Incidentally, when it fully releases, I will do a full video on that. But basically, so in the style of, because it is very similar in terms of its aesthetic to Fallen London if you've played, which is basically, it's very, very narrative and text-based, and with quite a Lovecraftian twist to it, which I really, really enjoy. It's called Cultist Simulator, so you can probably gather what you're doing. I will say that it doesn't have the same humour as the Fallen London series, but not in a bad way. It's just with Fallen London, it's quite on the nose, and Sunless Sea as well. There's very much a kind of twisted comedy about it. Whereas with this, though it definitely has the same aesthetic, there isn't necessarily a comical element. It's serious, but it's, I guess, cartoony is the best way to describe it. So it's quite confusing, this game, and one of the things that the developers have actually mentioned in some of their updates is some people kind of don't really know what they're doing at the start. So, as obviously a lot of you who follow my channel know that I like to do guide videos. However, in this instance, what I'm going to do is a slightly more traditional Let's Play for about 25, 30 minutes. But I'm going to kind of explain why and what I'm doing. I figured that would be the best way for me to kind of do an effective guide for the game without necessarily spoiling it. To give you an idea, this game is, you know, easily a kind of 10-20 hour game in terms, as long as, you know, you take your time. It's really, really quite fun. So I'll try not to be monotonous in kind of how I'm describing everything. So basically it works, you've got these little kind of blocks, and then you've got your cards, and your cards obviously have descriptions. So basically, where I'm starting right now, a precarious position as a hospital porter, miserable, but it's all you can find just now. So basically, the setting of this game is kind of in that early, kind of late Victorian era. It's clearly pre-World War One, because there's no mention of the big war, basically. And it's that kind of, it's not based in London, but it clearly is kind of situation. Or it could be it's clearly based in the UK. So basically, the way you work, this is my work. So each of these wee blocks, a few of them will come up. You drag a card on if it's relevant, and then I can go another shift, mopping the darkened hallways, delivering post to hollow-eyed individuals, trundling corpse-laden gurneys to the basement. So I'm going to start that. I've got it on pause as well. I'm going to speed it up a little bit, so you can see. Normally it counts down by the seconds, as you can see, but I want to kind of see how many tasks I can go. So basically, halfway through your shift, the head porter beckons you aside. "We won't require your services any longer," he says. "Here, your last payment. I have lost my job. At least now I have a little time to rest and my health improves. Dream is unlocked." Now, Dream is this one here. So I've got two cards, which are funds and health. I'm going to explain a little bit on how the game functions in a bit, in terms of, for example, because you can probably guess already, I've got all this space here. This fills up quite quickly, and it's quite efficient to organise things into logical groups. I'll show you how to do that. So basically, I've got Dream. So once again, I dream of a glow beneath the filthy skin of the world, the light through the black wood, the pale door, and the old man is what it said. It began when I spoke to the old man in the hospital. He knew my name, but he's dead now. The pneumonia. What do I dream of? Why do I dream of him still? What is the coal-bright light in my dreams? Time is now passing. So I've got contentment and passion. Right, now let me just quickly explain. That I will speed up a little bit, because I want to explain the core elements. You have 4, and I'm going to call them stats. Oh, I haven't given myself a name as well. Davey. Least cultist name ever, but whatevs. So you've got health, which is this one here. You've got, that is passion, which is this one here. You've got a thing called reason, which I'll show in a sec. And you've got funds, so I'll explain them. But those are your 4 main stats. I always like to keep them grouped up. And then you get certain things like this, which you can see it has, if I just unpause it for a second. This counts down. This is contentment. I'm happy, I think. Contentment defends against dread, but contentment doesn't last. So basically, I can use this to deal with dread, which we'll definitely have an instance of. So this is the 4 blocks. So I'm going to reorganize this over here. So basically, this is the time passes, and this, every 60 seconds, will take some of my money away. I'm also going to do a job. So, unskilled labour, backbreaking work for meagre pay. Is this the best I can do? Now, let me quickly explain these blocks. So, I put this card here, and I've got these 3 symbols at the bottom. These are the attributes of the card I'm putting in there. This is what I'm doing, basically. So, I've got an ability, namely work. I've got an ingredient, because health can be used as an ingredient, and it's related to the heart. So I'm just going to pop there. There are some better ones which are a bit more decisive, especially on the lore, which should kind of give me a broader idea. That's more useful for later down the line when you're trying to understand things a little bit. So this is just complete. A light in the skull. Dusty facts have come clear in my brain, for now at least. So basically, that right there is a random block. Now, I believe you always get one of them at the start. So I'm going to put my erudition on there. And I'll explain, but each one of these stats, bar money, technically, though you can use money to get contentment, which I'll explain. If you study it or work it, with the exception of reason, you will get a kind of time-based thing. So I'm not pronouncing it right, probably. Erudition, and you also get glimmering and vitality, and then you can use that to actually upgrade your stats once. Well, several times, but once with 2 of them together. So let's just hurry up here. I could dream of my passion, but I'm not going to. Right, there we go. So this, how it's starting right now, always starts like this. So because it's kind of, you always start the same, and then I can kind of choose my own adventure effectively. It just kind of gives you this setup. So a letter from a solicitor. The old man at the hospital, the one I dream of, has named me in his will. I'll hear more soon. So let's just wait for that to run down. I'm curious how much we ought to get done, because I'm going to try and explain stuff, but then I'll speed up. So we've got 3 cards now. My health is fatigued. I'm going to drag that there. Funds. And I've got vitality, which is what I mentioned a second ago. I'm going to put my health there. Now, quick tip. Health goes down 60 seconds until I can use that again and work. However, I can dream on it, and then I can take a nap. There's quite a logic to it, and as you can see, it's aspect ill health. There's a reasoning behind everything, but and I'll get say it's going to give me my health back there. There's a reason. Now what I can do, which I'm going to do, I'm going to paint. So basically, various of my stats can be used to actually work, bar funds. So I can paint using my passion. I used to paint. I could paint those sites I half remember from my dreams. I might sell something. I probably won't. You can, actually. Now I could use an extra card to buff it. And as you can see right there, oh, it says restlessness. So I could put restlessness in there, which I will point out when it appears. It's a random thing that comes up. Right, so a bequest arrives. The old man has bequeathed me a sum of money and a packet of peculiar papers, poetry, riddles, metaphysical speculations. For the first time in months, there is fuel for my reason. So firstly, I've unlocked reason, which is one of the stats I was mentioning. I've got a bequest, and I've got funds. Now, you know how I mentioned organising your card? Right. So if I already have something down, like that, so funds are already there. If I hit collect all, it will immediately stack. However, if I don't have it, it'll go about here. And you'll watch me do it, but basically it's a really useful way of keeping things organised. So it automatically stacks. It's a good way of, like, because you don't want things to be rearranging stuff all the time. Incidentally, it took me to figure this out. If I do that, I select one. If you want to select all of them, you click on the number. That took me about 6 hours to figure out. So let's, I could study my reason, I'm not going to, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to study my health. So what I'm going to do, I am refreshed. So I've got my health back now. So I want to upgrade my stats, right? Because my stats are very low. If I want to be able to work and do something else without having to rest in between, I want to upgrade my health. So I'm going to not miss my block. Long walks kill cobwebs. Fresh air and exercise. But I'm studying my health, which will give me vitality. Let's wait for that to finish. So using up the funds. You might also may notice that you've basically got 10 minutes, effectively, of money. So you can kind of... don't necessarily have to beeline it directly to work. I finished my painting to the excitement of absolutely no one. No one but me. Sometimes painting will gain you glimmerings, which is basically the passion version of vitality. Study them to unlock more advanced painting options. So I'm going to pop that down there. And my passion is exhausted. I can't rest on that. I'm just going to sort of leave it. I'm going to wait. I could now... I'm not going to go down this route, but I could work my reason and get a different job. But I'm going to let you guys go down that route. I'm going to do something else. Because I've restarted this dozens of times, so I know what I'm doing. Just because I don't want to even unlock the job. And plus my health was almost done anyway. So I've got my vitality here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put vitality in there. And you know it says, hint, increase my health. Very important in this game, just read. Always read. So if I click here, it'll tell me what I need. Yeah, just always, if you're very confused, put something in and read what it suggests. So there we go. This is going to advancement. Now, as a note, you can only do this once with 2 of them per aspect, per kind of stat, right? So basically, if I try this again, and I'll show you when I get the more vitality, because I'm going to buff my health up a lot more. I can actually only do this once. And then I have to do another thing, which you'll see in a second, to raise my health. Let's see if I can click my glimmering. I could risk resting on my passion, but I'm not going to, because that won't last long enough. Mortal for... oh, they've changed the icon. This came live today, so they've changed the icon. In a minute, I'm going to show you passion with the restlessness. So what restlessness will do... oh, it's gone... the count has gone down, I think. So basically, restlessness will transform into dread. And if I get 3 dread, while I've got... this, literally this, bleak thoughts, I'll die. So this is a roguelike, basically. I'll pause for a second, because the time goes by and I've got to sped up. So this is a roguelike, so you can die, and you can die quite easily as well. I've not actually technically finished the game, but that's more because I keep restarting. But I've been playing it. I've gotten... I'm just experimenting, because you don't necessarily have to finish it. I mean, I have actually finished it, because it also has a legacy system, which I'll explain in a bit. So basically, I've got 2 things. So I've got skill, a stronger physique. I have benefited from exercising. You use this with 4 vitality to gain more health, and I've got more health. So I have 2 health right now. And if I want to do this, as you can guess, I then need 4 vitality, and it goes up 1 more point, and so on and so on. So we're going to wait for this to run now. You need to be pausing a lot. We're going to drag my health there. We're going to put my vitality there. We've got more money. Collect. Anything with a countdown doesn't stack, so just as an FYI. And then I'm going to demonstrate with passion. So basically, I can paint. And then I have a yearning. If you can hear that police siren, sorry in advance, but this is what happens when you live in East London. Slightly breaking the mystique of pretending we're in Victorian London. So I can use my yearning, which basically just makes the painting a bit better. I'm also going to study my health so I can get more vitality. I could actually do that bequest, which I'll do in a sec, so we hurry along the narrative a bit. But basically, I'll probably get a better painting from there, but I'm also buffing my vitality even more, so I can eventually get 4 vitality and get more health. But I will next study the bequest so you can see the actual, cult element. Basically, you can actually easily just play this where you're just basically buffing your initial stats. So I didn't actually get anything. It's fine. It is random, as you probably guessed already, but I've got more contentment, which I could use here. Now, if that, you saw that countdown, like how this one's doing here, so it's going down 60 seconds. If it doesn't have anything to capture, that one captures dread. This one captures, what's it called? Fascination, which is like the opposite of dread, where you're basically just studying the occult a bit too much and you go crazy. So you can go fearful or crazy, and it gets 3 of each. If it doesn't capture anything, you get a the wolf despair prowls elsewhere, so no dread impels the despair. It's over for now, so you beat it basically. God, the police sirens are going crazy. I don't know if you can hear that, but I've mentioned this before. Those of you who follow my channel know that whenever I record a video, it magically summons police cars. That's just how it is. Incidentally, I can also use that fleeting memory on the painting as well. So I've got more vitality now. I've got 2 vitality. You probably guessed already, because due to the countdown, I have to do these in order. Wait, did that? Oh yeah, I didn't get anything right. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention because I'm talking. Now, basically, this takes 60 seconds to do, right? And this one takes 60 seconds to do, right? So that means in 60 seconds, I will have 2 vitality, which, because those haven't counted down, I then have 4 vitality. I should have used it with that. I wasn't paying attention. It's fine. I'll do the bequest after this, I promise. So I'm trying to... You probably do a lot more without you constantly pausing, which is why I'm going to deliberately make this a longer video, because I want to explain what I'm doing, but at the same time, I don't want to, like, kind of rush ahead, effectively. So basically, that's finished, so I get... I don't know if I have time to explain this one, but this is another counting down thing. This can be used for rituals and actually your cult activities later down the line, but this is for the radiant side, so when you're going crazy. But I'm not going to get to that point yet. This right here is curious for you. So this is when you start getting someone tracking down your weird and eldritch activities, but currently, as I have nothing suggesting I'm up to sneaky nonsense, they're not actually looking after me. So right, vitality, let's collect my money. You don't have to do what I'm doing, I just like to raise my health a little bit. Okie dokie, so what we're going to do right now, I'm going to drag that there, my stronger physique. And the reason why I'm doing this is this will actually make that more effective as well. I won't actually be able to earn more money because it's manual labour is the worst job. However, I can do it without injuring myself, and we do not want to injure ourselves, because you can totally have that happen. So I should have done the glimmering, shouldn't I? Wasn't paying attention. Oh well. So we'll do the passion, and then after I've done that, we're going to go straight for the thing, but we're going to do a fleet. Can you not do fleeting memories anymore? The nerve! You used to be able to do fleeting memories. I think you need... So you saw that little card there? You get one of those for reason and one of those for passion. And I think you might need to use it with that one. So basically, my name is now, just now, is clear. Any guardians remain in the shadows. So basically, no one's looking out for me, which is grand. I'm all safe. No one's up to my... figured out my culty nonsense, but that's because I'm not actually doing anything culty right now. I'm just a bloke getting swole and doing a bit of paint on the side, yeah? Get off my back. Honestly, right. So this has gone up, so I've now hardened physique. I've grown strong as a smith or a soldier. Obviously, if you've seen my Instagram, you know this is the case, so... Big lad, yeah? Oh, I actually got money, so I found a customer. She'll probably hang it in a spare bedroom and never look at it again, but her money is good. Sometimes painting, blah, blah, blah. So basically, that means I've made money. Eventually, painting is actually a really, really good way to make money. I'm going to do my glimmering. So what we're going to do, because I did promise I would study. So firstly, we're going to do my bequest, because I actually want to show you the other stuff. So unlock books and other treasures. So this is the packet I've been bequeathed to me. So I'm going to use it. So basically it said... I can use passion. Oh, it doesn't actually tell you. Normally it does. There we go. I must study it using either passion or reason. So I'm just going to use reason just because I'm not using it for anything. And because I'm not going to get... I want more glimmering. Oh, wait, that's exhausted. So if I want a job... Now, what I do with this... I've grown strong, but I must devote my health to a day's work. Now, I will work with speed and silence. I don't fear injury. Basically, if you're doing manual labour, there's a chance you'll hurt yourself, and then you'll lose some health, and you have to rest to recover it. But there's also a thing, if that despair thing happens to be there, it will be swallowed up, and then you permanently lose that health. It's really fucking annoying. My correspondence describes my dreams exactly. They use names that are instantly familiar. The house, the wood, the hours, the glory. They knew secrets beneath time and the skin of the world. A new curiosity burns in me. There is a note here, directions to a bookshop that does not advertise its wares. So I've got my reason back. That wasn't exhausted. I've got notes on a possible collaborator. Directions to Moorland, the bookshop. My temptation... and also my law, which I'm going to explain now. So what we're going to do, I want my collaborator. So I have a name, a description, a few tantalizing details, but there are thousands and thousands faces in this city. So let's research my collaborator. Now these two, this is the beginning of your occult secrets, basically. So this is lore, and each lore has a aspect. So in this case, the lantern. So life is. They're very esoteric in the description. So basically, this one is about enlightenment and intelligence. And currently, I have a temptation, which you eventually edit this to become your kind of goal, which I can show in a minute. But I'm not going to do that right now. But basically, this is what you use to win the game. But first, let's thing. So, I mentioned random events that happen. This is another one. A pleasant day. So, I've had a good day. So, in 23 seconds, spoiler, I'm going to get some more contentment. So, this can be well timed to actually defeat Dread. Now, if you click on time passes and you go to here, you can see what the next thing is going to be. So, I'm going to have some to spare soon. So, I have to. It's a way of you to kind of vaguely, like, low-key plan ahead. Alright, so I've used my thing. I'm actually going to rest on my health. Now I wasn't paying attention. Pop you there. Money. Alright, bugger off you. Now what I can do... No, I can't do that at all. How long is my glimmering? I'm just going to work. So let's do some more. Let's get swole. So my money doesn't go out. I've always got my 8 health. Or my 8 funds. I don't know what the coin currency is called. Another one. This is a new box that I use talking to people. So basically, I've got my potential collaborator and I've got Mystique. So you get Mystique. Mystique is like what makes you known, right? And when you've got that, saw that bit with the authorities hunting for you, this is what makes them notice you. However, Mystique on its own, as it says in the description, Mystique may attract the attention of hunters. They can't use it to build a case against you, but it will encourage them to look harder. So Mystique in itself isn't basically bad. I'm going to study my passion so I can raise it up. How's glimmering? Yeah, it's grand. So basically, Mystique in itself isn't bad. It just means people are noticing you. I could rest my fatigue. I'm just not going to bother because I don't need to worry about it, to be honest. Dun, 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 dun. When I finish with my thing, I'm going to show you how to do this and stuff. So, the reply to your letter is courteous, if cautious. They are intrigued by how you found their name, intrigued enough to meet you. Who do we get? Ooh, Sylvia. Now, incidentally, because I played this a lot, I know what kind of cultist Sylvia can potentially be. They're all the same, but you don't actually know what their stats are until you get... Now, they're all the same in terms of their skill, but they'll each have a certain aspect. I think they're about, again, similar to these. They have an aspect of this, and that's a skill that can be used in things called expeditions. But what we'll do is we're going to talk to Sylvia straight away. Do I need to? Yeah, let's talk to her. So basically, normally I would wait a bit and build up my character a bit, but I'm just going to show you. This is how you found a cult. So you talk to a companion, or an acquaintance rather, found a mystical organization. Here is someone I might work with, a companion or a follower. But first, I must give them something to follow, a society, a sodality, and an order, a cult. So I'm just going to let that run down. Also, I'm going to quickly get more health. Got loads of vitality, yeah, look at that, lads. But it counts down. I need 6 for the next one, which is easy to do. But I probably won't do that yet. No rush, you know what I mean? Study that up. So, a cult. Now, you don't have to found your cult straight away. You can literally go ages without founding your cult. There is no pressure on it. Nothing bad will happen. This box will just count down and keep going back and forth and back and forth. The way you found your cult is you drag a secret and you choose the founding principles. Now, there are 9 different types of cult you can found. Anything from cults based. They have like really esoteric names, like I think one's of them called like the Sound of Silence or something like that. This one is the Mirror of Glory. So an occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer path. So you probably gather read it. They have like a particularly esoteric and Lovecraftian, slightly nonsense description. But in this instance, I'm just going to found this one straight away. I've got my first... Oh, wait, no, I haven't collected that yet. So I founded my mystical organisation, and I've got notoriety. Now, it's worth noting that when you found your cult, you will get notoriety. Now, this is what can be used to build a case against you. Got Sylvia as well. You're out, love. I'm not going to talk to her yet. So basically, that'll count down from 300 seconds. Now, if a hunter comes, which potentially might come soon, and they happen to be around when that's around, they'll collect it and turn it into evidence. Right, so I've got my glimmering, I've got more passion, woohoo. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, but for my passion. How exciting. Anything I can dream on? Oh! No, I'm using it. Damn, I can't show you that yet. It's fine. Oh, wait. So now, when that counts down, whether there's an empty box, it means you can put something into it. So always check. So, a terrible clarity. Our purpose demands that we recognize the truths that chill the spirit. I must give of myself. So I need to give my reason. Oh, you mean notice it's even actually slightly glowing. I think that's new. So I have to use my reason on this. Depending on the cult you found, you might have to use fashion. Passion. You might have to use fashion. So there we go. I'm getting another one of these random boxes again. Fleeting memories. Everything's very exciting. You'll get these just pop up. I think this one gives you restlessness. Oh, yeah. Especially when you're talking, just an FYI, it is easy to lose track of what you're doing. Don't worry about that. I said, as long as you're not doing dumb stuff, you're pretty fine. Alright, so... Woohoo! A cult with one member is only an unusual habit. I must have a recruit. So Sylvia's actually badass. She's got really good stats. Oh no, she's got cool skills, right? She's a bit thiefy, basically. Spoiler, but you're gonna find out anyway, right? So I've got more glimmering and, aha! I've got a vivid imagination, which means we can paint. Painting is an epic way. I'm not gonna actually grow my health at all because I've got enough health, to be utterly frank. It's fine. I've got 3 health. So we can paint. So similar to physique. Now I could study this, or I can do this. And I can put my pass in. But I can also use mystique. So it'll tell you. So you never know. This might be a living. Add passion to make more distinctive paintings. Add mystique and especially notoriety to attract attention and make more money. Be careful if you use notoriety. Exhibit paintings in your if you're exhibiting paintings in public eye. Basically, if you just want a safe way to make money, just use mystique because it makes your paintings noticeable. Don't ever use shit like this or anything occult because your character will go insane, which is what I learned the hard way. I can use inspiration. I can actually paint people as well. I will show you. Oh, wait. Aha. See, there we go. I've got restless. The reason why painting is my favourite career is because I can use up my restlessness. So instead I paint, I make a mood piece. And it uses it up, which means I won't get dread. It's not a bad painting in the sense that will make me go absolutely insane from, you know, painting Cthulhu or whatever. But at the same time, yeah. Just a record, this is a very difficult game for me to explain. Hopefully you gather that already. I'm doing my best, yeah? But at the same time, it is sometimes a bit tricky. So I've got my new cultist, and she's a believer. Also, it changes the description as they rise higher. So now Sylvia has dedicated knowledge of roof ridges, of the river at the low tide, of Irish whiskey, and do you mind? You can change that so it disappears quickly, and of conjuring tricks. So her skill is the aspect of the moth, which you can also found occult the moth as well. I knew a man who captured moth in his bell jar. The moth is the wild and perilous principle of chaos and yearning. Basically, she's good at thiefy stuff, effectively. Now I've got my residence, and I've got my cult. It's called the Mirror of Glory, and I've got an achievement as well, because the game has just been released, and therefore achievements are available now. So I can actually add money to make my paintings better, but I'm not going to do that. Now, you see this? I'm going to demonstrate what I could do. I might be able to do it, actually. So what I could do is do this. Now, I can't do this yet. Let me explain. So I could promote her to a believer, right? But as you can say, to promote a believer to a disciple, I'll need to provide an appropriate aspect for the coat of at least the 7th intensity. So my intensity of the coat, which is Watchman's Secret, so it's this intensity, so it's the lantern, is 4, right? That's because it's combining this with this. Cool? So I can upgrade these, which I will show you, and then eventually that means this upgraded, combined with that, will allow me to make her a disciple, which means she'll have higher stats and she'll be better at activities. But, obviously, I don't have this upgraded yet, so I won't be able to do that yet. What we'll do... So my painting's going to go fine. Let's go to more lands. So directions to Morlang's shop are cryptic. When one deals in the kind of books my correspondent studied, one must be circumspect. It's got 3 health, that's fine. Put that there. What have we got here? Fair enough, mate. There we go. So what do I get? I got my recent work has drawn some attention, so I've got Mystique. With Mystique, I just drag it over there. I've got some Glimmering, some more Mystique, 2 Glimmering. It's completely random what you get, by the way. Passion's exhausted. My skill point, and I've got 2. So basically, I'm now getting 2. Eventually, as this gets better, which I will upgrade this, I can get more Glimmering. But what we're going to do is, rather than use my Passion, I'm just going to go straight for Mystique. I could paint Sylvia. I'll do a portrait of her, because she's my inspiration. Doesn't really matter. I'm always worried of actually painting Cultists, because I think that might make it harder. Make it a bit more notorious, shall we say. Right, so another crate, another box is open. This is the last one, by the way. Okay, the rest are random appearances. These are your, basically, bread and butter. 1, 2, these 6, right? This is your just explore. So you've got the time passing one. This is your job. Close. This is your dreams. And this is where you're studying. This is you speaking. And this is you exploring. So I've got, you get an occult strap, by the way, because you've discovered the shop. And you also get, where's my shop gone? I've dumped the card somewhere, haven't I? It's under something, anyway. Oh, no, you get it there, of course. Sorry, that runs down and then you get it from here. I thought for a second it crashed. So I've got Moorland Shop. Now, Moorland Shop, I go and explore. I use 1. It'll tell you, let me just explain. So it'll say cost, second box opened. Add to your library. This is where I buy books. You're going to be buying a lot of books, people. Because how are you going to learn about the occult if you don't study it first? Yeah? This is one of the negative ones. And we'll use 1 health, which is why you want a lot of health. Because I'm about to get sick. Because I'm a really, really unhealthy person. You've probably noticed this. I'm going to study my passion, actually. So I should be able to do this. Yeah. Be fine. Right, so I've got a new book, collection of poetry, which is an absolutely crap book. I don't want that. I want an occult book, god damn it. So we're going to buy another one. This one is used to raise your stats. So, poet makes himself a study with 2 glimmerings to gain passion. That's useful, but I don't need more passion right now. So Sylvia's painting is good. I've got more Mystique. You may notice I've got more Mystique. I didn't make money that time, but it's fine. Because I'm... Oh, I didn't get any Glimmering. Well, that's not very good, is it? I wanted Glimmering, you douche. That's not cool. It's a bit random. I need 4, basically. Once I get 4, then it's a bit more easier. I could have used you. It's fine. Right, okay. Give me a good book. Ooh. So they're color-coded, so you'll kind of get them a little bit. So this will give me, this is one of the more passion-y level secrets, pieces of lore. Okay, we're on 33 minutes. I'm going to go to about 45. I'm trying to do this as much as possible. It's just one of those videos, it just might be very long, so it's as long as it needs to be. But it's one of those games that's just very confusing, and potentially is more confusing. So right, I've got an affliction now. I'm a bit ill. Now, I can heal this in several different ways. I can... You have to dream on it. Now I can use medicine, which as you can see, it glows and tells you what you can use. Or I can use vitality. Now I could just wait and get some vitality, but I can't be bothered, so I'm just going to buy some medicine. But you always should heal this, because if you don't, you'll permanently lose the health that it used up. Glimmering passion. Wait for that to go down. Maybe I can get some more glimmering. You bastard. I don't like you or your face. Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna... oh, wrong one. 70. Oh, actually, no. I'll have just enough time to do it. Let's just do some of that, because I want to make sure I've got this available. So basically, because it takes 60 seconds for that to count down, and these are still just over 60 seconds until they run out. Do I have another one? Oh, I've only got 2. Oh, wait, no, yeah, there's the 3rd one. Not paying attention. It means if I pause it quick enough, I can then study the 4 glimmering required to develop that. Move you over there. God, I just forget how quickly the time flies on this. Here's me trying to show you as much as possible, and it's just not working. But we'll try. We'll maybe keep it to close to an hour then. A long video, yeah? Apparently YouTube likes the longer videos, so we will see how that works out. So basically I've now got 4 glimmering. And now I can study these. And then make my artistry, my painting even better. Which means more money, and which means better paintings too. Okie dokie. I've got my health. Right, now I'm going to show you something cool. So basically, there are various things you can do in this game. Secrets to discover. I'm going to show you one of them. So what I can do, not that way, I can dream of my passion, the moonlit road. And then I can dream on a piece of lore. And notice it also shares the symbol. So I'm dreaming of some seriously dark stuff right now. It's a bit much, everyone, to be honest. Obviously I've got my restlessness, so what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to dream of me, I'm going to paint my restlessness so it doesn't turn into red. No, I couldn't have actually. I could have waited, but it's fine. I'm going to stack my health, because it's a bit of a mess. Like my life. Alright. So, okay, and this is just my random thing which will make me sad. It's fine. So there we go. Feed my imagination. So I've now got a wild imagination, which basically means I can just make better paintings, yeah? And aha! Right, the bleached way. Now this is a big actual aspect of the game, but it's also needlessly confusing. But it's kind of a riddle, basically. So colour exists only where there is light, and the wood is the place where light does not walk. In the dream I close my eyes and walk, stumbling, bruising my feet and knees. At last the undergrowth before me grows thick to pass, and when I open my eyes, I am adrift among black trees. Shadows flutter. My feet will know the way back to this place. So basically, the way of the wood. Ooh. Ooh. Some creepy stuff. And then another one of those random countdowny things, which I could use if I was further along in my cult, but as it stands, I can't use it right now. Incidentally, that means if you found this cult, you can use that to get a thing to upgrade your cultist, so think ahead. Yeah. Right, so basically, I'll show you what this is. So I have to dream on it again, and I need to do my passion. But there are also other ways. So for example, so look, if I have enough passion, I can walk the dream to the wood. If I have the right knowledge, I might be able to find a way beyond it. Now, that means I need to upgrade it, and it'll tell you. But I can use an upgraded version of that knowledge to actually advance this dream, which surprisingly enough took me ages to figure out how to do. What else? So I can, you're going to have lots of things to do, right? So I've got studying, so, is this in English? Brilliant, it is. Okay. Sometimes the text is in Latin or Greek or Mandarin or Sanskrit or something, so you have to get translation, but study that. And I'm going to study that to seek out the secret place of the city. You can only do that with the occult scraps, which are the pinky ones. Okay, I've got used that up. I've got my glimmering, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to do some good painting now. Mate, I'm going to do some, like, absolutely awesome painting. You can actually upgrade this once more, and then after that, it just gives you more passion. But I'm not going to do that in this video, because we just don't need that much passion. Yeah, what's wrong with you? I'm not going to use inspiration. It doesn't really... For example, I could use some, like, quite shady stuff, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to go mad. Or actually, I just might as well use my restlessness while it's there. Good timing, see? That'll happen a lot. I could also use my fleeting memory if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So we're going to try and kind of like motor ahead a bit now and actually do stuff, yeah? Also because I'm running out of money, so I have to keep... There we go. So now what just happened there is my dream finished. So I'm now in the way of the wood. Oh, there we go. I've even got an achievement. I don't know if you saw that pop up. So basically, the way this will work is I haven't actually finished it myself, but I know how to go about it. And I don't want to tell you how to go about it, but I will show you the next trip if I can. So basically, you'll get into like an area like this, or you'll start there, and you'll have one revealed card, so which you can take if I want. So I've got a peculiar rumor, which I can use for stuff, or I can pick one of these, and I'll get a card from them. I'm going to pick one of those. So there we go. Brilliant. I've actually got a piece of more advanced level 4 occult lore, which is actually a pretty solid card, that. And because I've studied that, Seek Out the Dark Places, I've got St. Agnes Hospital. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to show you an expedition, and it's going to go wrong and everyone's going to die, but I'm going to show you it anyway. So I don't have enough people currently, so I can do this. I can study my lore again, and I can speak of esoteric matters. What this will do is this will find a new acquaintance, so I can then recruit. But also what I can do is either I can do this, or I can, with health, or I can get Sylvia to do it, because now she's one of my cultists. She's going to search the city. Also, you're going to see what I mean about people jumping around now. You'll be all over the place, everyone, but it's fun, yeah? Oh, I've got some stuff. Mystique. See, if I just click collect all... Oh, they've changed it, so now the Mystique goes over there. Nice. Used to be it didn't do that. So I can basically now just start painting continuously. It has been patched, like, today, 2 hours ago, so chances are there might be a few bits that have changed. So I've got a thunderous secret. I'm not going to read that book, but basically it tells you what the book is. So that's another piece of lore, but that's a different kind of lore. And I could have used that to start a different kind of cult as well. This is my restlessness. Can I... Oh, I can look at that. Well timed. Okay, what have we got? I've discovered the Esidesis. I can't read that. I've not marked my glasses on. Shut up. I found a club which you can explore, but I'm not going to. I'll let you guys explore that. But Sylvia, I wanted to hire someone. You twat. Let's study something as well. Let's just study some nonsense. I can study that, but I need 2 pieces of it. Let's just study some health, get some vitality. It's always helpful to do. That is not what I wanted, Sylvia, honestly. Okay, so what I can do with this is a thing I can just keep using over and over again, which allows me to explore the uncanny tangle of streets by the light of the moon, which is really useful. However, you only get things like glimmering, and it isn't as useful if you're trying to do stuff. Ooh, that's a good painting. So it's quite random. This one gave me contentment, mystique. Seems to have moved it. See what I mean, though? It shunts them aside. I got loads of money, though. So basically, we've got a decent amount of cash now. Oh, there we go. So this is currently... It uses up some of your reason or your passion when it's looking for someone. Oh, wait. It's a patron. Oh, I don't want that. That's something else. Let's do some more painting. In a minute, we're going to have someone discover me. It's going to be really scary. Shall I try and paint some cultist stuff so you can see what happens? Let's paint some high level. Let's paint some esoteric art. Just to really backfire. I don't want that at all. Sylvia. Basically, you can get random stuff from exploring the streets of the moonlight, but I'm not going to tell you about that. Try it out. Oh, if we're going to do this, let's also spend some money and get some decent paints, yeah? Really creepy stuff. So we're painting a really weird painting now, yeah? Look what you've made me do. What are we going to get? I've not actually done one of these before. Oh, no, I've done these for ages. I don't know if it's changed. So I've got more mystique. It's just not worth it. Look, it's just not worth it. This is why, just as a tip, don't bother painting occult stuff, because it's got notoriety now, and it just provides... There might be other things you can do, but yeah, don't. Just paint your mystique and your passion, yeah. Don't waste your time painting notoriety. So I've got a new person as well. You can see with the task starting to round up now. So Poppy Land Cells. She is not a person I can recruit. And I don't want to go that. But basically, these people give your quests if you talk to them. And I'm not going to bother. Because that is for you lot to discover yourself. These are getting a bit messy now. You will find yourself rearranging stuff constantly. Paints, no. You can get some different kinds of paints, shall we say. Oh, I'm sick again. But I can use vitality for my sickness this time. Can you, Sylvia, please get me... I need someone to help us with a thing. Let's hurry up. I want to show you a... So I've got my cult, basically. And eventually you can actually do actual rituals and stuff. But I don't know if I'll be able to get to it in time. But what we'll try and do... Oh, there we go. Got a person. So what we got here. Oh, this is literally the best follower you can get. So basically, you can randomly find a hireling, and the professional muscle is literally the best one you can get. So congratulations, everyone. We've got a very good follower, which we're going to use in the St. Agnes Hospital. And everyone still might die anyway. But it's fine. Maybe we'll get something cool. Anything to study... I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing, am I? It's fine. Do you want to know why that is? It's because I'm talking. So basically, we've done a lot of painting. Oh, hello. Paint a fleeting memory. Thank you. Make my painting better. You can bugger off. Would have rather used that, but it would have counted down too long anyway. It's fine. Okay. Oh, Violet. You'll do. Actually, I don't need you anymore, Violet, because I've got Matey Boy here. Right, let's do a expedition. So the way expeditions work, these are quite fun. Now, normally, you'll go, so for example, I'm going to go to St. Agnes Hospital. They do good work here. Once, certainly, there were a few too many amputations, but then there are individuals who prefer not to walk the city streets. Ooh. But basically, so I can prepare for an expedition. It says, preparations for an expedition. I could send an expedition here to find books, treasures, and tools of power. So this is basically how you get a lot of your cult stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm going to send Silvio. I sent my professional muscle. However, and he's really good at... So these are the skills you have, right? So edge is something, and it'll tell you... You have obstacles, and I'll explain how it goes. But realistically, you kind of want... before you go on an expedition, to have about 5 or 6 cultists, say 4 or 5, who have a varied number of skills, because I had one earlier in the last game where I actually lost all of my... I basically didn't understand it early on, and so kept finding people who matched my cult, which meant that when I came to an objective that my style of cult couldn't deal with, everyone died, and I was really upset. I'm not going to bother ordering those enemies. It's fine, let's do this. So basically... Okay, so there we go. What have we got here? Our expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I can add a funds now, or I can send another follower. So the challenge is this. Okay, so I'm going to pass this one perfectly, potentially. So we need heart or lantern to suppress this curse. Otherwise, it will not keep us from our goal. Yada, yada, yada. So basically, I can give it money, but don't worry, you get this back if you haven't used it. Oh, hello. Let's study my reason, and I can raise that up as well. I'm trying to do this as best I can, yeah? Explaining stuff. Oh, have we got... No, we still haven't got someone. That's random. Normally it gets... I got very lucky, and a person didn't... thing. Oh, we did it. Okay, brilliant. So I actually managed to do it first time. So basically, this is probably one of the easier expeditions, but it's like random how they happen. Some of them can have loads of challenges. And this one actually gives you a curse. Where is it? I think it appears somewhere. There's a curse somewhere. But basically, you get loads of random stuff happening. So let's just... It's quite fun. It's one of those weird ones. I'm trying to, like, I really enjoyed this game because if you read everything, that's kind of really get into it and kind of founding your cult. Here we go. So this curse is going to hurt me now. But it's really, really fun. But I'm trying not to spoil anything. So I'm just trying to explain how and why you do stuff. For example, in this box here, I can send another follower if I want. I can't use Violet because she's not a follower yet. Or I can give them more money. I'm not going to bother, because we don't actually need any more money, because I know it tells you that we don't have any obstacles left. Oh, I've got my first hunter, so Connie Lee, airless suffragist and adventurer. She's recently put her quixotic enthusiasms and considerable wealth at the service of the Suppression Bureau. So basically, she'll start hunting me down if she finds notoriety. But look at that, Connie, it's already gone. Yeah, so you don't know shit. Right, let's wait for this to run out. I haven't been doing work as well, you notice. I'm just showing you what to do. Aha! So I completed it! That is awesome. So, there's a padlocked cupboard. That was rare. Normally, I fail miserably at these, so I'm quite chuffed. It does not long resist our strength. It contains instruments tipped with flint and glass, instruments one would not expect a surgeon to use. It contains other matters of more interest to us, too. So I've got my money. Got notoriety, so Connie's going to be on my case if that random "they're hunting for you" pops up. Oh, but I can actually kill her. Shall we try and kill Connie? Professional muscle. I will be using you in a sec. Sylvia. And I've got 3 new things. So I've got a book to read. And I've got this. I can never pronounce it. Sprintria, which is currency as such for the occult. And a winged doll, which is going to be used in a moth cultist ritual, which we're not going to do in this video because they're ages ahead. But what we'll do is we'll murder, and this is the scholarship version of that. Let's murder or attempt to murder Connie. So if you want to kill someone, you can do this with anyone. So I can talk to someone, hit start, and I can get them to do something, right? So for example, I can hit talk to my professional muscle, and I can drag Connie in here and be like, send a potent minion to murder a hunter. My minion is powerful. This hunter is unlikely to survive, but the attempt will draw attention. Now, if I read, it will tell her stats. So Connie is tenacious, will survive perhaps 1 physical assault in 3, even when the attack would otherwise be unstoppable. So there's a good chance she'll survive this. She's mortal, because you can get immortal or eldritch creatures. She's a hunter, and she's mystic, so she'll survive attacks from creatures of the Mansus, which is the thing. So let's see if I can kill Connie. I'm sure she's a lovely lass, however, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, Con? Let's just do this. Connie, Connie, Connie! I've got some dread as well, oh no. Oh, while we're doing that, do you want to know how to deal with dread? So if this catches up, I'll get, if I've got the one with the sad face, and that's around it, it'll magnetize it in like how it's done with that. If I get 3 of them, I die. Effectively, I just get despair. Now what I can do is I can drag funds to a dream and pinch a tincture of opium. In times of a special crisis, I might visit a discreet pharmacist to purchase a tincture of opium and make my dream seat. But this is only in times of a special crisis. This is an expensive and risky way to gain contentment, which might provoke sickness or despair. Now, what I can mean is I can get contentment and use that to beat dread. However, it does tell you that it's bad and that something can go wrong. I've never had anything go wrong from it, so I don't know if that's just not. I've got 2 pieces of dread now. And Connie survived. But no one could have survived that. And now then, tenacious can now sometimes survive their cats. But their luck always runs out at the end. So I'm going to try and kill her one more time. Because she can actually kill the minion, but they didn't kill it. So let's just try again. She might survive. I just want to see if we can. It's fine, I'm not going to continue this save because it's messy as hell and I've rushed forward way further than I would normally. Let's study this book. Oh, it's written in Aramaic, so I can't read that anyway. Contentment. So now I've got contentment. I can drag my dread here. I can use my contentment, similar to the way that you're healing your illness. And I can use contentment to fight dread. I've still got 1 left, but that's counting down, as you can see. Some other notoriety too. Okay, come on, Connie. Die, Connie! She's going to survive, isn't she? I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. She killed him. Right, okay, basically, so I'm monumentally screwed. If Connie decides to investigate me, basically, I'm screwed. But right, I'm going to leave that there. I kind of hope, this is quite a long game, that's the slight issue, I guess, with trying to kind of do a concise video without necessarily spoiling anything, and also showing you as the meat as I can. So basically this is a narrative card game where you basically found a cult, and as you could see right here, you know, what I've done right here is just completely just me on the nose, just kind of trying different things. And effectively the goal is to achieve your, where is it, your temptation, which incidentally you can dream on to make bigger. And that's the goal, and you do... For example, I haven't even finished it myself. I've racked up about, said, 26 hours or something, but that's me restarting quite a few times. And it's really, really fun. If you love narrative games, you know, I spent this bank holiday weekend when I just didn't want to go out, and it was just really, really fun. It's so many different, that's why I've restarted so many times, because there's so many different things you can try, and with the RNG element as well, it means that you're never really gonna know what's gonna happen, the various different cults, the various different things you can try. So I would highly recommend, if you like this kind of game or something a bit more weirder, and also it's not too expensive, it's about £15 GMT, 15 quid, which is roughly about kind of $20 or so, I believe. So definitely something I think is worth checking out. I'm going to be continuing playing it some more. I actually want to finish it, and then I'm going to try out some of the other cults, I think. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. I said I will have a new video probably at the weekend. I'm going to have a little bit of a channel update, which I decided before the Fallout 76 stuff, but it works now, so this is really grand. So I'll have that over the weekend. That'll probably be a vlog. But until I see you lot soon, you enjoy the rest of your week. You take care.